Hey everybody, welcome back to TechOdyssey. So today I'm here with my full review of the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. Now, this phone review of mine is a little bit delayed. I've been reviewing a lot of other stuff lately, but I've got a lot of thoughts about this one. And I think that now is a good time for me to cover this because my opinion and my thoughts have kind of changed on this device a little bit since it first came out. But overall, I think it's probably the best Samsung phone ever made. And that's a very, very lofty thing to say because I have a very much love-hate relationship with this phone. I paid for it with my own money, and this was not sent to me as a review unit. I really wanted it. They've made a lot of improvements on this phone. One UI I think is the best it's ever been. This is the best software experience that there has ever been on a Samsung phone. It's really good. The S Pen support is clutch. Totally love it. And especially nice when I'm working back and forth with my Tab S7 Plus because I can use the same stylus and work on both at the same time. Really nice. 108 megapixel camera, 8K video. I mean, to me that's largely gimmicky, but hey, it's a selling point. And 5,000 milliamp battery, 120 hertz refresh rate on the Quad HD Plus resolution screen, which is just beautiful. It's probably the best looking screen I've ever used. I have nothing but mostly good things to say about this phone. So if there's a key takeaway from that, then there it is. I do have some frustrations, and I'm going to talk about all of it in this video. And before I go any farther, because I've already run my mouth enough, I do want to say, if this is your first time stopping by the channel, I appreciate you being here. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. Now let's talk about the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. So everything about this phone is mostly Ultra, if it exists in the phone. Like if they put it in the phone, then they did a largely good job. The reason I say that is they took out SD card slot storage. There's none of that. You have fixed storage, which is just what they did with the Samsung Galaxy S6, which I hated back in the day. And by the way, they charge you more money so you can get more storage because you're like, oh no, I need more GBs. So starting off at 128 gigabyte storage with 8K video recording capability is pretty much criminal to me. I feel like if I'm paying $1,199 for this phone, then the sucker should come with at least 256 gigabytes of storage. I mean, am I right? So the fact they put 128 largely is not that big of a deal for most people. But if you want to shoot 4K video, like I do all the time, if you want to shoot 8K video, which I don't really do, but hey, it's there. It's like 600 megabytes of storage per minute. A 10-minute video is 6 gigabytes. So just put that into perspective. You're really missing out on storage capability. So you'd think, hey, if they're going to handicap it, there's SD card slot, right? No, you cannot put in an SD card slot. So I really don't like that. In addition to that, they took out the MST, the magnetic transmission payment method in Samsung Pay. This is their first flagship phone where they did that. So if you go up to a card swipe and it doesn't accept NFC payment methods, you're out of luck now. You're just like the other Android phones out there that don't do it. So I really hate that they did that. Very, very annoying. They did include certain things like S Pen support. So the S Pen is really nice. And they have a case, which is largely sucky. I went ahead and I paid for it because I used my credit when I got my pre-order credit for it. But either way, it comes with an S Pen if you buy the case that has it. Otherwise, you can use any S Pen you want. This one comes with the silicone case with S Pen from Samsung, which is like a $70 case, the case is cheap. It is a cheap, crappy case. But it comes with this S Pen, and it works just like you would on your Note. It has the air gestures and all that cool stuff. You can even use the Note stylus. You can use your Tab S7 Plus stylus. Pretty much any S Pen in the last couple of years you can use with this. So it's really nice to be able to do that. It's pretty cool. I do find myself actually using this, and it's not the teeny tiny little Note stylus like on the Note, so I enjoy it. And then, like I said, I use my Tab S7 Plus stylus all the time. I don't even have to take this one out. I'll be doing work between my phone and my tablet at the same time, and you just use the same S Pen. It's really, really nice. It's great for productivity. It's got decks. It's got wireless decks. I don't really use those, but if you do use them and you like them, they're in here. And of course, you've also got wireless charging. You've got high-speed wired charging. You've got wireless power share, so you can reverse power things like your earbuds if those go dead, or somebody else's phone if it's an emergency. And you've got a 5,000 milliamp battery to do it, which should be good. And I actually made a video about this because the battery life for me sucks bad. Like, it's not good. I was using it yesterday and I had like 20% battery. I was at like 3 hours and 45 minutes of screen on time. Utterly horrendous. And then like some days I might squeak out just over 5 hours. If you use the camera for anything, it burns up the battery. If you play games, it uses more battery. And some people are like, hey dude, your phone must be broken, right? Like, I'm getting 7, 8, 10 hours of screen on time. Well, if you turn off a bunch of the features, yeah, you can get more power time. I mean, you can get more screen on time. But there are a lot of people who are experiencing this issue. And it started off in the comment section when I did the video, some angry people, and they're like, nah, bro, your phone's broke, it's defective, it's this, it's that. And then it was like one after another, after another, after another. And I had talked to other people and had seen that there were other people having similar experiences to me before I made the video. So the battery life may be good for you. If it is, I'm very happy for you. You've got the most perfect phone you can get right now. If you're like me and you're barely getting 4 hours of screen on time out of a 5,000 milliamp battery, then it's very frustrating. And that's the biggest thing for me with this phone. I switched my SIM card out of this phone. I've been using my Xiaomi Mi 11, which is basically 90% of the same hardware, a 4,600 milliamp battery that gets me 6 hours of screen on time versus the 5,000 that barely gets me 4. There is something going on, and I think it's One UI related. I think they just haven't found a way with the updates to get everything optimized as well. But even with patches, even with resetting it, even with clearing out the cache, I'm still experiencing the same problems as so are other people. So I don't want this to be a huge discouraging point for people. If you want to get the phone, get it. If you have these problems, swap it out and get another one. Maybe it will work. But this is not just a my phone issue. The cameras are solid. I love the cameras on here. It's so cool to be able to reach out and see a picture of the moon like up close and personal. It's ridiculous how good the cameras are on here, and it doesn't have the terrible autofocus issues like the S20 Ultra had last year. So camera department, I think it's the best Samsung ever made. Now, you could say, well, the Note 20 Ultra had good cameras. Yes, it does. I mean, there are other phones that have really good cameras. This is nothing that's overly earth-shattering if you've had a Samsung phone in the last couple of years. It's just that the features are much more refined now, I think, and I think they've worked out a lot of the kinks. So the 108 megapixel camera, very usable, not just gimmicky. And it's got the telephoto and the wide angle as well. So you've got everything you can ask for. And then you've got probably the best selfie camera that I've ever used. So the one in the S20 Ultra was very good. And it was like, man, this is the best one ever. This one, it's just as good. So you've got that as well. The camera setup on here, if you're into social media, if you're into taking pictures, if you're into, I mean, basically whatever. I mean, you can run a YouTube channel off of this. You can shoot content. You got the portrait mode whenever you're shooting video. It's excellent. So I give it like top marks across the board. I'm not DxO. I'm actually credible. Anyway, just a joke there if you follow the DxO mark scores, but it's a joke now. Either way, the camera on here is top notch. It's really good. You're going to be totally happy with it. Now, the colors on here and the design, I think are good. I had some hang-ups when I first saw the phone at Best Buy, and I was like, God, this thing looks terrible with all the fingerprints and the oils and everything all over it. It had clearly been handled a lot by a lot of people. So I was a little in the department, and the S21 and the S21 Plus feel like cheap plastic to me. They do not feel like premium phones at all, at least in my opinion. This one, you've got the metal, you've got the curved edge, subtly curved edge display, and yeah, it's round. It's got this kind of unibody camera module on the top now that wraps around and contours to the phone chassis. I mean, that's cool, but it's still a gigantic bump, and then still, if you put it down on the flat surface, you can hear that. That's, you're trying to tap on the phone to type, and it's like weeble wobbling and still doing that. So definitely put it in a case. The Phantom Black color I really like though, and they have some other ones like the brown and the navy now, but you had to wait like 6 weeks extra to get those, and I hate how Samsung does that. At least they told us up front this time, hey, there are more colors coming, you just have to wait 6 to 8 weeks to get it. I could not wait. I wasn't going to wait that long to get a blue or a brown one. The black one is it for me. This is a sharp looking phone, and this matte finish on here, it almost looks kind of like a flat plasti dip, but a quality one, and I think they did a good job. Stereo speakers, USB-C charging. It's got everything you could ask for. And that's what you get with the S lineup of phones. It's like everything in the kitchen sink. Of course, they took parts of the kitchen sink out particularly, yes, the SD card storage and the magnetic payment method. So I'm really not happy about those things, but they also gave us the S Pen support. So, I mean, there's kind of some trade-offs there. It's definitely not a Note. I mean, the Note still, I think, in some ways, it's nice. It's more thin. It has the little slot on the bottom where you can put the S Pen in. There are still some reasons for people to still want to get the Note devices, but at the end of the day, this right here, I think, is the best for me. I always got the Note because the Note had like everything in it, and then the stylus was there, and I kind of like the more boxy appearance to it, and it's more flat. It usually had more storage, had better cameras. Like, you always, for years, were getting a better, more refined product with the Note device. And now it's like, they're basically the same. And now that I can get S Pen support for this, I don't care so much about the Note. And that's something that a lot of people were missing out on for a long time. It was like, yeah, I really like the Note, but I don't care for the stylus, and I don't like that it costs so much money. So now you get your cake and you can eat it too. Of course, it's not available in the S21 or the Plus model for the S Pen support, but the S21 Ultra is very much an Ultra phone. I think that it's deserving of the name. I like that they knocked $200 off the price. The $13.99 last year for the S20 Ultra was a huge debacle. Totally not worth it. Dropping this one down to $11.99, I think, is a smart call. I think that that's kind of worth it. It's still more than the iPhone 12 Pro Max, which comes in at $10.99. So there's still some trade-offs there when you look at what you're getting. But also with this, you get the S Pen support and you get some other things. And I think that overall, this is a better phone. Like, I really enjoy the S21 Ultra more than I do my iPhone. And I have it. I'm recording with it right now. The iPhone 12 Pro Max is a very good phone. It's really boring and I don't really enjoy it, but it's a really good phone. It is. It's the best iPhone you can get. So they did a good job. It's got everything that you really need. It just doesn't have some of those other things. So if you've got a Samsung Galaxy S21, or if you got a Note 20, Note 20 Ultra, any of that stuff, it's not really worth upgrading. The Snapdragon 888 processor is nice. The variable rate display for the refresh rate is nice because it's supposed to kind of throttle it down and save on battery, although it doesn't. But the display is gorgeous. And also, I love this under-the-screen fingerprint sensor. It's the best that they've ever done. Now, I'm rocking mine without a screen protector on it. This is the first time I've ever done this with a premium phone. I'm paying for the insurance. The Note 20 Ultra I loved, but when I put a screen protector, even a film style one, even a compatible one, over the screen, the fingerprint sensor turned to garbage, and it made it such a painful process to use that phone. I stopped using my Note 20 Ultra. It drove me crazy. I sold it. This one right here, the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor, is more secure than the optical that you get in Android counterparts, and it finally works the way that it's supposed to. It is so good. Like, I love it. It's so nice. I don't like facial recognition technology. I mean, it's there. Like, look, you can unlock it. It's perfectly fine. But the fingerprint sensor, they finally nailed it. I will pay the insurance deductible if I damage my screen. I have mixed feelings about it because I have a couple micro scratches on my screen and I have no idea how I got them. My phone has hardly even left the house. And within 3 days of owning this phone, I had a micro scratch that goes like that, like a quarter of the way across my screen. No clue how it got there. I put it in my pocket. I have athletic shorts. I don't have keys. I only carry my phone in my dedicated pocket. So I don't know what happened to it. I'm really not that big of a fan of this Gorilla Glass Victus, but hey, it's supposed to be really good. Whatever. I've got insurance. Put a screen protector on yours if you're not going to get insurance. But I'm going to rock mine this way for now, as long as I'm using it. Like, I actually switched my SIM out of this, and I've been using my Xiaomi Mi 11, which I totally love. It's basically the same hardware, but it doesn't give me the battery frustration. So this one right here, if you don't have battery problems, and you don't care about the Samsung Pay, and you don't care about expandable storage, this is it for you. You will love this phone. And yeah, this is probably the best Samsung phone ever made. And I feel very, very, I feel good about saying that. Like, I don't have any reservations with saying I think this was the best. And you can say, well, what about the Fold? What about the Z Flip? Look, the Z Flip is great. I love it. It's my favorite Samsung phone. This one's the best. And it's the best for most people that, you know, looking at something in this price range. You can still get a really good phone in the S21 or the Plus. They are fantastic. You can get them way cheaper than this. So, but if you're in the market for a Ultra Series $1,000 plus phone, this right here, I think, is going to make you really happy. So that's all I've got. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comments section. I'll get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.